Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in and watching this video. I'm Logan. I am part of the Fountain Village Community Leadership Group, and recently over the past few weeks, few months, we have been having an issue with City of Cape Town, specifically the Human Settlements Department, with regards to development called the Aloe Ridge Housing Development, which has changed over the years from the initial plan, and which the community and the surrounding communities never had an option, or was given the option, afforded the option to actually voice their concerns and put forward suggestions and raise all the issues, due to the fact that no public participation was done. To date, we have raised the matter with Carl Popan, the MMC of Human Settlements for City of Cape Town, and the rest of his team, namely Khayelitsha, who's the Director of Human Settlements, Tanya Davids, who is the legal advisor to the MMC, and then Zolani Georgia, who is the Chief Public Liaison Officer. That's the people we've been liaising with. We have sort of run into a dead end with them in terms of communication. We send numerous follow-ups and sending emails, trying to call them, sending messages, but to date no response after our second meeting, which was I believe the 12th of March. And the agreement was every second week we would have a meeting with them in terms of discussing the issues and finding solutions, in terms of trying to get to make progress with the plan development, and to date nothing, and we almost at the end of May. To date, absolutely no feedback from them, and the community and we as leaders are very, very aggrieved by them, because it says a lot about their character and about how they do their roles in terms of their leadership. After actually welcoming us in the first two meetings, they've just gone cold on us, and it's very, very disheartening, and it's sad to see that this is the type of leadership that exists within the Western Cape.
Goedemiddag allemaal, mijn naam is Anita Clark, ik is van Fountain Village. Zoals Logan nog net gesê het, dat ons is baie teleurgesteld in City of Cape Town. Carl Popan, in onze eerste meeting wat ons met hom gehad het, op die 27 Februarie, het hy vir ons 'n open deur gegee. He gave us an open door, and all the meeting went so well, because we've stopped the site for 7 weeks. They couldn't work. Vir 7 weke het ons die werkers gestop op die construction site om te werk. En na onze eerste, terwyl ons daar sit in die meeting, die 27 Februarie, en het die gesels toe so vlot verloop, dat ons gevoel het, dat hier is progress, ons sien progress, die mense mean business, they want to change some of the plans, the typology of the houses. So after an hour and a half meeting with him, when we see that there's progress, hier is progress wat nou plaasvind, en ons beweeg in die regte direction, was daar vir ons gevra, deur Carl Popan, of hulle maar kan terugkeer, of hulle kan begin te werk. Dit is nou die construction site, die mense. En ons het toe geagree, want op terme van dat, hulle gaan begin te werk, en ons gaan met progress maak met ons gesels, saam met Carl Popan, om die planne wat hulle het in onze rigting te laat beweeg. So it's like a win-win situation. Maar soos Logan nou terecht gesê het, alles het nou tot 'n stilstand gekom. Met onze tweede meeting was daar absoluut niks progress in. Hy was op die 12de Maart. Eerste meeting het vlot verloop. 12de Maart, toe lyk het, ons is weer terug aan wat ons gewees het. Daar was niks progressie. Alles was dieselfde, was gesit op die tafel, en actually backwards, because toe moet ons nou hoor dat hier kom land invaders kom op die south side. Mense wat die database is nie, gaan hier op die south side nou gehuisves word. En toe is ons omgekrap, and I think rightfully so. Because why they transgress on so many things. Ek meen om 'n community soos ons te vat, regtig vir 'n grap. Ek dink hy vat vir ons regtig vir 'n grap. En die keer voel ek dat hulle kan nie vir ons kwaadlik neem nie, wat ons voel, ons frustrations die community se frustrations. Elke dag word ons genader deur die community wat vir ons vra, maar hoekom het julle die mense laat begin werk? Why did you allow these people to start working? We should have sat down those sites till they came with something on black and white to tell us, listen, this is the plan, this is what we're gonna do. But because hulle vir ons gesoft-soap het en vir ons op so 'n situasie gekry dat ons gevoel het, nee man, ons gaan nou progress maak. Dit is hoekom ons gevoel het ons gaan vir hulle toelaat om te begin te werk. Ek is 120% seker, soos ons vandag nou hier sit, as ons geweet het wat ons nou weet, sou hulle nooit begin werk het nie. Regtig waar nie. Maar daar was niks op plek en swart gesit nie, daar was niks op swart en wit gesit nie, om vir ons te sê, luister, dit is die planne nie, ons gaan nou vorentoe hiermee nie. Ons is baie omgekrap en die community is nou op so 'n stadium, dat ons moet net wal gooi, want die mense wil die mense stop. Ons moet net wal gooi, because ons voel nou skuldig, omdat ons ingegee het aan Karl Popeye en sy manskappe, deur die mense te laat begin te werk.
I just wanna add, so that everybody's aware of what has happened leading to the point of conversation with them. So they have transgressed on their own municipal planning bylaw, which states clearly that if you change the plans in terms of a development, then you need to engage the communities or the public in the form of a public participation process. That they haven't done with both changes they've made in 2020 and in 2022 again. And further, to add to that, they've also breached the Constitution, which actually clearly states that public participation is encouraged and that local government should actually encourage it. That has not been done. So even our constitutional right has been transgressed, and yeah, that is one of the reasons also why the communities feel so aggrieved and actually taken aback by the stance that City of Cape Town has done. And the names I've mentioned, that the people we've been liaising with, those are the people that has been entrusted to actually uphold, firstly, the law and do things correctly. When we talk about good governance, this is not good governance, because they've transgressed their own laws, even the Constitution in itself. And it's a reflection of them and how they operate and how they do things. So yeah, it's very, very shocking and sad to see that this is the type of leadership we have in the Western Cape. But yeah, as we have gone the further steps by trying to engage them, by sending them emails, trying to call them, message them, with no feedback at all. They have not responded to one email sent, not returned one phone call, not responded to one message sent since that second meeting, which was 12th of March. And as I said, we at the end of May already, and we've received nothing. So yeah, we've even gone as far as lodging a complaint with the City of Cape Town's Ombudsman. We have not even received anything back from them yet. And it's quite concerning, because the Ombudsman is supposed to be independent from the institution itself, to make sure the institution in itself is kept accountable if they transgress, and point out those transgressions so that it can actually be fixed and things be done on a proper and compliant basis, which actually kind of contributes to good governance. So yeah, it's really, really sad to see that this is the kind of leadership that we have within this department, that within the Western Cape, and that they're actually allowed to get away. And like Auntie June said, they actually on the south side wants to bring land invaders, and those land invaders is people from Khayelitsha, which is currently occupying a piece of land which is reserved for my city route. Now, per our first meeting with Carl and his team, he indicated clearly that the mayor's instruction to him was that he needs to relocate that people because the my city route needs to go up. And so hence they are actually pushing for the south side and working diligently and very quickly to get the south side done, because that's the main focus. Every day the trucks go out there, the workers go out there. That's the only area they're focusing on in order to get the south side done, so that they can relocate these people, because yeah, per the mayor's instruction, the My City route needs to go up. So yeah, this is the kind of leadership, just to reiterate that we deal with in the Western Cape. And when the City of Cape Town, the slogan, the city that works for you, it is a clear indication and a testament that they are not a city that works for the people. They're a city that works literally for a few. And if you're in the wrong side of the area or the wider Western Cape, you can be darn sure that you will not get preference. They will tell you stories just to keep you quiet, just to soften you up, just to try and keep you at bay. But yeah, this is the kind of people that we're dealing with currently, that we're engaging in that.
Ja. Wat Logan nou terecht gesê het is so waar, dat City kyk net na die meer gegoede gebiede. As ek 'n voorbeeld moet maak, hier het 'n vriendin van my kom kuier, sy bly in die Goodwood area. En sy het vir my tyd gesê sy sal nooit vir 'n ander party stig as vir die party wat City verstaan nie. En ons weet wie die party is. Want daar paaie na goed word gereeld skoongemaak, bome word gereeld geknip en gesny en die gras word gereeld kort gehou. Hulle park is omheen, so sy sien nie 'n rede hoekom sy vir 'n ander party moet stem nie. So as ons kyk na die meer gegoede gebiede, daar word meer fokus op hulle gelê. My vraag aan City of Cape Town is dat regverdig? Is that fair unto the other people that also voted you into power? Do you think that is fair? Also, Carl Popheim, in our first meeting, he was the first one that indicates that we should meet every second week. Every second week. He was the one who came up with the proposals. He was the one who came up with ideas of how we can integrate like the gap housing into our houses, so that it blend in with our houses, so that our houses property value can stay the same. But up till now, they dead quiet, no communication, nothing, not even a phone call from them.
It's like in the first meeting, like Andy June said in the first meeting, he indicated to us, and that's also why we were so forthcoming in allowing them to continue the work, because he said he had to go talk to people sort of in higher powers, and he will get back to us. That is several weeks past the date. Literally it's going to be 2 months now, because the end of April that is upon us, and no feedback whatsoever. She said we are sending constant emails, messages, trying to call them also, with no success, no feedback from them. Yeah, so it's quite shocking and disheartening that this is the attitude and this is the way they're operating. And like Auntie June said, he's the one that made the suggestions. This is Carl now, and yeah, we were quite happy with the suggestions he made. Yeah, we wanted to elaborate on it, but to date nothing in writing, no confirmation, nothing whatsoever. Which is, yeah, it's sad to see that this is a guy that occupies the role that he does, and firstly he doesn't even uphold his own bylaws. He doesn't even uphold the constitution in itself. As a community itself, yeah, we've lodged the complaint with the ombudsman, the City of Cape Town. We are also exploring other options in terms of lodging complaints, like the Human Rights Commission, like the Public Protector. There is options we're currently looking into, because yeah, we can't just leave this as it is, because as they say, they work for the people, but yeah, they're clearly not working for everybody. They say they run a clean ship in terms of good governance. Yeah, this is not good governance because they've transgressed the laws already, and that can't continue as is, because it's unacceptable that people in such positions actually is still within that position and actually making decisions which affects every people's daily lives and has an impact on them, whether negatively or positively. And like Auntie June said, if you're not from a affluent area, yeah, they look better after those areas than your area. So yeah, again, it's an easy dumping ground for them. to bring those people from Khayelitsha. We're not against development, we just want to reiterate that. But we want development which is beneficial to the entire area, not only our small community, but the wider Blue Downs area. We deal every day with the societal ills like crime, like joblessness, poor infrastructure, schools being overcrowded, there's many more. And to come and put further strain in the area of Blue Downs, it just contributes to those issues which they are not addressing. Every day there's a child dying on the Cape Flats, and the question we always ask, what are you doing? What's the plan? What is the safety plan? How are you going to address the issues that is plaguing these communities, these less fortunate communities? And today, even with my interactions with friends and that, there does not seem to be a solution, and they don't want to put a solution forward, or they don't want to resolve these matters because it's convenient for them to rather focus on more affluent areas than the less affluent areas. And it's really sad that this people is still, as I said previously, in power, and that they're able to make decisions that affects people's daily lives. So we are as a Fountain Village community aggrieved, and the other communities from the people we've talked to, they are very, very aggrieved and not happy with this development as it stands in its current form. And they're also very, very upset with regards to how City of Cape Town is actually treating us.
Ja, om by te voeg wat Logan gesê het, het lyk vir my in die land moet jy lawless wees om iets te kry. Want as ek mooi kyk dat die mense wat die land invaders, they broke the law, but hulle word gebeloon deur vir hulle daarvanaf af te bring hiernatoe en vir hulle hier te kom neergooi op ons deurstoep. That's the one thing. The other thing is we are sitting with a long waiting list of current backyard dwellers in the wider Blue Downs area that has been waiting for years for houses. Nie een van die mense het al huis gekry nie, as mense wat al 15, 20 jaar op waglyste sit, wat wag vir 'n huis. Nou bring hulle, ek noem vir hulle lawless people, en hulle sit die mense hier op die site. Die site wat kon gebruik geword het om vir ons mense proper huise op te sit, vir ons backyard dwellers wat op die waglyste is. Daai word nie, ons mense word nie geaccommodate nie, ons mense word nie raak gesien nie, because hy moet nou die meier please. Hy moet nou die meier please en nou jump hy, want die meier het gepraat, want die meier wil die grond wat hulle currently occupy, wil hy gebruik vir die My City route. Nou wie moet nou daar onderdeel lê? Teen wie se onkoste? Teen ons onkoste. Because ons huise property values, het gaan beïnvloed word, crime gaan escalate. Die mense kom van ander areas af, hulle ken nie die environment nie. Hulle word hier neergesit, ons ken nie vir hulle nie, hulle ken nie vir ons nie. Ek wil hê ons moet een ding duidelik verstaan, het gaan glad nie hier oor ras nie. Het glad nie oor ras nie, het gaan plain oor die onreëlmatigheid daarvan, die unjust daarvan, dat ons mense wat regtig in need is vir huise, nie aan huise kan kom, dat hulle nie kyk na die need van ons mense, wat jare bly by hulle ouers agter op 'n jaar, mense wat in bungalows bly, mense wat op separate entrances bly, wat klomp geld betaal vir separate entrances om op agter op 'n agterjaar te bly, wat klomp geld betaal iemand wat in 'n bungalow bly. Hoekom kan hulle nie vir daai mense proper huise bou nie? Nog iets, the proper consultation was nie met ons was nie geraadpleeg nie, ons was nie raak gesien nie, daar was nie met ons gepraat en gesê, kyk, ons gaan op besluit om die plan te change van die plan na die plan toe nie. Dit was glad nie met ons geconsult nie, en toe ons Popheim se aandag daarop vestig, was het vir ons gesê, not necessarily, they don't have to do it, as amper so te sê, dit afgebras, hulle het nie nodig om het te doen nie. So, waar pas die bylaws dan nou in? Hoe kry jy mense nou die klokkie by die oor, as hy nou sê, as hy nodig dat hulle moet ons met consult nie. Ons is aan huiseienaars, ons is aan stakeholders. Hulle moet met ons raadpleeg, want volgens die wet moet dit gedoen word. Enige changes wat hulle maak, moet hulle met ons eers kom raadpleeg. Jy kan nie byvoorbeeld besluit vandag, jy gaan nou een slaapkamer aanbou, En dan gaan jou planne en dan kom jou planne terug en dan besluit jy gaan nou double story aanbou nie. Hulle gaan vir jou fyn. Hulle gaan vir jou fyn gee. 'n Hefty fyn of hulle gaan vir jou sê meneer of mevrou jy moet daai double story moet jy afbreek. So dit is ons misnoë en dat hulle vir ons vir absoluut niks vat nie. Hulle sien nie vir ons raak nie. Ons word nie raak gesien, dit word nie geraadpleeg nie. En dit is wat vir ons baie upset maak.
So it's like Auntie June said, we were never consulted, and that public participation never happened. While the bylaw clearly states the moment you change something on the plan, you need to do public participation, and yeah, that bylaw is clear, we've got it.
Not a small change.
Yeah, and that's the thing is people that is directly affected or within close proximity to the development needs to be at least consulted before you just go ahead and do these things. And like Auntie June said, the moment you decide to build something without the plan, getting it approved, they're going to come and say, you must knock it down. But yet they go and do as they please without following proper procedure, which is really shocking and sad to see. And disheartening, to be honest. It comes back to the leadership within the Western Cape specifically, and how they operate and how they do things and how they actually deliberately victimize and actually target less affluent communities. Because if this was an affluent area, this wouldn't have happened easily. They wouldn't just do this thing without following the proper processes, and it's sad to see that they actually take advantage of the people that is less affluent and that actually fights daily just to put bread on the table, go out and work, that don't have the time to actually give such things that happens in the area the attention it needs, because they every day have to go out to earn that daily bread for their families, for them. And yet they deliberately do this to these areas, and it's sad to see. Just want to add something. This thing started in 2009. And I indicated earlier the change was made 2020, 2022. There's a whole span of about, let's say, 10-12 years from when this initial plan or initial development was pitched, and which the community accepted at the time. Not only Fountain Village, but the wider Blue Downs area. So it took them whole 12 years to do this, and when they made the changes, they don't even have the decency to actually follow proper processes and that. But I said we're currently exploring more options to report our grievances and our complaints to, like the HRC, Human Rights Commission, and the Public Protector. And we're currently exploring that. As I indicated earlier, also we've lodged a complaint with the City of Cape Town's Ombudsman, but to date no response received from them. They have followed up. We still haven't received anything back from them. And we ourselves and our chairperson sends regular emails and communication to them to follow up and ask for feedback and ask for input and ask for confirmation of the communications and that, and also requesting for that third meeting, which, as we indicated, as Auntie June indicated, like our Popeye indicated to us, every second week we're supposed to meet, and yet we haven't met since the last meeting, which was 12 March. So our third meeting should have actually been the end of March, basically, around about that time. And here we're at the end of April, and absolutely nothing from their side.
Also, there were some city officials, they sent call, Heinrich Lotze was here, and what's the other one? Georgia was here also to come out to have a look at the site. After we've sent an email requesting them to come out. So they came out here, but you could see, jy kan gesien het, dat is maar net om 'n box te tik. They weren't really interested, because what they see is what they knew already what they're going to see. So they just came out here to tick a box and net vir ons gerus te stel. En ook te wys, ons het hom uitgekom om te kyk and whatever, but not really positive. It's just I have to do it just to make you people a little bit, you know, at ease.
Just want to add to what Auntie June said, and as Rachel, like Auntie June said, was to tick a box.
Yeah.
The idea with that, or what we asked them to came out, was to show them exactly what the impact will be.
Yeah.
Your own house. If you put a shack next to somebody's house, what the impact will be. Because we've shown them the maps, we've shown them pictures of the houses, and how would you like if a shack comes up next to a house? how would that look, you know? And that was the whole purpose behind that visit which we requested. And yeah, to date nothing. And just to add to after the second meeting, 12th of March, while we were in the second meeting, Heinrich and Zulani Georgia indicated to us that they had a meeting the following Monday, after our meeting of 12th of March, and they said they're gonna discuss certain stuff which might turn in our favor.
In our favor, yeah.
And then when we asked them, elaborate on it, what do you mean by that? They did not say anything. Said, okay, it's fine. We then concluded that meeting, but in conclusion, we asked them, give us feedback, and after that meeting, to date, we have not received any feedback, so we don't even know what they were discussing on that Monday following the 12th of March, and what was decided there. And yeah, because no feedback has been given. And it comes back to the point of the type of leadership, the type of people that sits in the positions they are, and being able to make the decisions they are without any consequences, and and having an impact on people's daily lives. So yeah, that is quite concerning. As I said, absolutely nothing, dead silence from them, no response, no feedback from them to date.
Ja, ek wil ook net byvoeg dat ons het vir hulle 7 weke, soos ek gesê het, vroeër, dat ons het 7 weke in die community die site gaan stop. En in die 7 weke was daar niks beweging aan hulle af nie. Maar ek dink ons het die feit dat die community die werk gestop het vir hulle bietjie geroer. Want toe kon hulle gou daarna officials uitstuur. Wat was die mense naam? Wat ek ook was Groban. Anim, he was the first project manager of City of Cape Town. They sent him out to have a meeting with us, the community. That guy didn't know his ass from his elbow, but anyhow, he came out here, had a meeting with us. Sorry now, had a meeting with us, and what he said, he read from a piece of paper, you know. So that was our first interaction. The first time that they sent somebody out, that all the communities from the surrounding areas were also present that evening. And after that, they sent him out again. And then we decided, no man, it's no good. We're still going to stop the site, and we still stop the site. And then they decide to invite us to come have a meeting with them in Cape Town. Because why? Toe sien hulle mos nou nie wat die mense min besigheid. Ons moet nou gou vir hulle gou bietjie op 'n punt kry wat ons vir hulle gaan invite na 'n meeting. Toe ons gaan met hulle gesels en dan gaan ons kyk hoe ver ons vir hulle kan beweeg om vir ons te laat begin werk. En die oomblik toe hulle begin te werk, toe begin ons changes sien. Toe begin ons sien die interactions is nie meer so gereeld nie. Die emails is ook nie meer so gereeld nie. Hulle het dan so na daai het hulle 'n bietjie gerespond. Ook maar nog net periodically, en toes alles dead silence. Up till now, no response, nothing from City of Cape Town.
This is something Auntie June said earlier about them writing to us in terms of they not necessarily need to do public participation, and that was actually communicated in a memorandum to questions we posed to them, where they actually conveniently puts in a memorandum and say, oh, because you've approved the project in 2009-10, we don't need to do it again. So they make changes because we've approved it, but it's not the same project because the development has changed from what was initially pitched in 2009-2010. So then the bylaw in actual fact says, but you need to do public participation every time there's a change in layout of the development, in the plans of the development, and that. So yeah, that's how conveniently they actually thought they could just brush us off and sort of pull a wool in front of our eyes. But with further digging, we picked up that that bylaw is there, and that you actually need public participation every time there is a change in the plan and that. So yeah.
They work on the people's ignorance. Not everybody is like well informed. Luckily for us in Fountain Village, we have people that's learned, and I think they discovered that as well. In our first meeting, they realized they're not busy with idiots. Hulle is nie besig met idiote nie. Hulle praat met mense wat weet wat hulle praat. Die mense het hulle, ons het ons huis weer deeglik gedoen. Ons het 'n Aloe Ridge team wat skrik vir niks. En ek dink, hy het gedink, hulle het gedink is weer een van hy, you know, people that's ignorant, that don't understand the laws, that they don't know what their rights are as citizens, you understand? En ek dink hulle het 'n bietjie, en dit het vir hulle bietjie bietjie teruggevat, laat val. Because toe kon hulle sien nee, want die mense kom hier met feite. Die mense sê nie goed uit hulle duime uit nie. Van ons research, ons het 'n team wat so goed is, hulle research is van topgehalte. Ons het goed gediscover wat ons nooit geweet het bestaan nie. Ons het regte, het ons gediscover wat ons nooit geweet het. Ons regte is as gewone citizens en burgers van die land nie. As huiseienaars van 'n plek nie, wat ons gediscover het. Wat baie mense nie weet nie wat hulle regte is nie. Dit is hoekom ons voel, ons mense moet opstaan. Ons mense moet praat. En hulle moet opstaan, hulle moet veg as hulle sien hulle word nagekom en of hulle die law word nie gevolg soos moet gevolg word nie. You understand?
Just to add what June said, and just to reiterate something we've been preaching throughout this process, and also interviews, radio interviews, and other podcasts we've been involved with, or at least have given us the platform, you know, to air our concerns and our grievances. As a community,
yes,
so important that you actually register a forum. You've got an executive team that represents the community, even though you've got a councillor. We see in our situation, our councillor is doing nothing. He's doing nothing to assist us because he's actually for this development. He wants to see it happen. And as I said previously, we're not against development. We just want it to want it to be done in the proper way, and also take into everybody's concerns and issues and actually find a common solution which is acceptable to everybody. So my advice to every community out there, establish a forum. Let that forum become your voice, where you see injustice, where you see stuff that is happening, even if it's the road is not being cleaned, the grass is not being cut, whatever the case may be, that you actually raise that firstly with your councillor. If the councillors are giving you joy, then you go directly to city and you report it there that this is not happening. It's so important that we start as our communities start taking each other's hands and standing together. But in saying that, we are different communities, so we are split, like they call them. We split between wards, like we are Ward 108. Is to actually then have that separate body that represents that small community, big or small, whatever the case may be. And so you can connect with other communities where they've also got these leadership groups. And so we can actually unite and combine and build a bigger Blue Downs sort of leadership group by having these respective leaderships. So please, I would encourage every community, if you don't have a registered forum with City of Cape Town, which your leaders are registered, please do that. It's vitally important that you do that, so that they need to give the issues the attention, and they can't say they haven't been informed, because this is what they count on. Like Auntie June said, they count on the ignorance. They're counting on our people being misinformed, and this is how they get away with these things, is because our communities are divided. We're not standing together. We don't have these forums and that, where we've got representatives actually representing the bigger community. So please do that. It's vitally important.
Ja, ek wil net bysit wat Logan gesê het, baie belangrik om die community te laat register, because dit was een van die eerste vrae wat hulle vir ons vra, wat ons met hulle begin te interact en met hulle meet. Daai was die vereistes actually. Wat hulle vir ons e-mail stuur, hulle wil weet hoeveel kom, as jy geregister, hulle ons dit allow a certain amount of people wat vir hom kan gaan sien. Almal daai klomp red tape wat ons moes deurgaan, maar ons het toe gesien die belangrikheid van 'n community wat geregister is as 'n forum wat wat communities kies wat vir hulle kan represent, hulle voice kan wees daar buitekant. Because soos ons daar gesê het, ons mense hulle is nie informed nie. Hulle word nie jy weet, hulle word weggehou van die waarheid af. En ons het maar die waarheid ook regtig te discover nou, wat ons nou met die Aloe Ridge Housing Team project te doen geraak het. Toe het is 'n klomp goed gediscover deur ons team wat ons het. En ons kon daar volgens kon ons vir hulle sê, maar dit is julle wette wat julle in plek gestel het, maar julle volg nie dieselfde wette nie. Julle transgress op die wette. Verstaan? Het is belangrik dat ons communities moet vir hulle laat register, hulle forum stig en vir hulle laat register, sodat hulle 'n voice kan hê wat vir hulle kan verteenwoordig daar buitekant.
And just on from my side, in conclusion, we are currently exploring the Human Rights Commission options in terms of laying a complaint there, also the public protector, because as I said previously, we don't want to leave it just so. We need to stand up for ourselves, and we need to make these instances public, so that other communities and the people of the Western Cape is aware of what's happening there. We're also exploring other options currently, but that's currently in the exploring phase. But definitely the HRC and the public protector is definitely an option that we currently pursuing and looking in more focus, so that we can actually lodge complaints there and actually sort of ask for the assistance in terms of this matter, so that we actually I want to say almost get justice.
Yeah.
But as I said, we need to make this stuff, this instance like this public.
Yeah.
It may be small to some people compared to larger issues that is faced by the Western Cape, but it's all small issues that eventually ends up becoming a big issue. So if you take a big issue and you start breaking it down its components, then you'll start seeing that it's actually smaller issues. Now if you tackle the smaller issues, you start breaking up that bigger issue. So even though it's small in certain people's eyes, it's quite concerning that this people is doing what they are doing, and they're actually allowed to get away with it with no consequences or no reprimandment. They just get away clean scot, and they stay in those positions. They earn the nice salaries that goes along with it, and it's all taxpayers' money, it's all ratepayers' money. And I don't think anybody would appreciate if their money must go to instances where people are actually doing stuff wrong, transgressing and not doing stuff the way they should. Because as I said previously, we always hear the mayor, the premier itself always brag when the audit reports comes up.
Yes.
Clean governance, clean audit report, well run.
Yes.
This is proof that they're not well run. This is proof that they're not so good at governance, because they have really transgressed not only their own bylaw, they've transgressed the constitution as well. So it speaks volumes of the type of leadership that we have within the Western Cape.